everybody, and welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. Today we have box number 3 of Rivals of Ixalan. That's right, we still have a number of these boxes. Maybe most of you are tired of seeing Rivals by now, just because I'm sure everyone else has already finished opening all of their boxes and uploaded them all to YouTube for your enjoyment. But that's not how we do things here at MrBevers. We take things slow. We open up a box a week and we get there when we get there. It's a slow burn as opposed to a quick burn, right? That's the idea here. We want to enjoy the product, right? We want to open it and enjoy it. All right. Sky Marcher Aspirant, Curious Obsession, Expel from Orazka, and a Silent Gravestone, and what appears to be a foil Swamp to start things off. We got a foil in the first pack, and a Silent Gravestone, which is not anything crazy to write home about, but it's a card. It's a card, I'll give you that. Riverwise Augur, Merfolk Mistbinder, Crested Herd Caller, and our rare is a Protean Raider. Little 2/2 for 3 that comes in as a copy of a creature if you attacked before it entered. I have to say that I'm a really big fan of the raid abilities. It really promotes people waiting until their second main phase to do things. Mausoleum Harpy, Strength of the Pack, Arterial Flow, and a Blood Sun. There it is, a little Blood Sun. I think worth a couple bucks still, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. It's maybe it's gone up. I haven't looked at the prices of Ricks actually in a while, so we'll see what happens. Woodland Stream, Stormfleet Sprinter, Majestic Heliopterus, and a Radiant Destiny. This is a card I actually need. I'm going to put it in my Kitty Cat deck. I have a Kitty Cat Commander deck. Put it right in there. Seems like a really good card for pretty much any sort of tribal white X color deck. Riverwise Augur again. Shake the Foundations. Ravenous Chupacabra, very good uncommon. And a Tetzamach. This is our, like, 5th copy of this guy. I think I was mentioning it in one of the previous videos. I forgot that, I should say, I feel like I don't have the Blue Elder Dino yet. I don't think I've even seen it. But I think I was saying, I think, in one of my previous videos that I didn't have any copies of the others. And that was a bit of a lie. Because I think I have a Gitu, or a Gita, Forerunner. Because it's the 12/12 Dino. That's the Elder Dino for green, right? World Shaper is our rare here. And I think I did see in one of my previous videos that I did open one, even after making a comment. Like I made a comment in the same video where I opened it that I didn't have any of the other Elder Dinos yet, which is kind of funny. Reaver Ambush, Enter the Unknown, and Raging Regisaur. This card's so good. Oh, we got a flip card. The Golden Guardian. Oh, and we got the Huatley emblem. Golden Guardian, 4/4 defender that flips into the Gold Forged Garrison, which gets in and beats things up, makes 4/4s. Much better than I had originally anticipated when I first read the card. I first read the card and I was like, oh, it has to fight something on your team and then it has to die that turn. It seems not great. Adzokan Seer, Needletooth Raptor, very good. Reaver Ambush, and a Warkite Marauder. Actually a really decent little blue pirate. Very good in limited, that's for sure. Maybe we'll see some play in standard. Who knows? I mean, it's a 2/1 with flying that makes their guys into 0/1s with no abilities, so it can remove indestructible, it can remove, you know, hexproof. Well, I guess it can't remove hexproof, but because you can't target that creature, but it can remove basically like the things that your opponent has that makes these creatures awkward to attack into and things like that. See red, Sadistic Sky Marcher, and an Induced Amnesia. Jungle Creeper, Foul Orchard, Silvergill Adept, and Avona's Hunger. I played this card in Limited, Avona's Hunger, a little while ago, and it got my opponent more times than not. Like, most people think, oh, 3 mana instant, you're not going to have Ascend when you want to use that card. I found that I just held on to it until I had Ascend, and then I blew out my opponent because he had, you know, his board state and my board state were pretty similar. Like, you know, I had 5 creatures, he had 5 creatures, I had 6, they had 6, so on and so forth. And then basically I would be like, I would play, you know, wait for them to play a 7th, and then I'd be like, oh, sack 4. And they're like, oh no. And our mythic here is Azure, the Lawbringer. There's our first mythic from the box. I don't think I have this guy yet. I can't remember. I'll have to look through my boxes, but it's been so long since I opened any Rivals. I don't recall. I think I do actually have one, which is good. So that puts me up to 2 of those, which is nice. Forerunner of the Legion, Thrashing Brontodon, another all-star in my opinion. Resplendent Griffin, and a Dire Fleet Poisoner. This is a very good rare as well. Little 2/2 flash Death Touch. Essentially your Viper. Your from Innistrad block. What was he called? Marsh Viper? Or something like that? Or something? I don't know. It was a Flash Viper. I can't remember the exact name. Adzokin Seer. Everdawn Champion. Forerunner of the Coalition. And Tomb Robber. The Robber of Tombs. Or Tome Robber. Depending, you know. Whatever. I know there's no E in there, but come on. Whatever. Maybe he's robbing tomes from tombs. Who knows? Hornswoggle. Pitless Plunder. Crested Herdcaller. And an Awakened Amalgam. This card's an interesting one. Power and toughness are each equal to the number of differently named lands you control. And we got a foil. Golden Gleaming Barrier, I should say. Not golden. Gleaming Barrier. It's just an interesting little... Gleaming Barrier is a solid card in Limited. Mainly because it's a 0/4. It blocks almost everything on the ground early game. And then when it does die, if it does die, it gives you a mana. So, I mean, not bad. Foil Rare is a Sphinx's Decree. It's not really what you're looking for in your foil rare slot. But because the foil rare is in front of the other rare, that means we have a flip rare. So, we'll put our foil rare with our mythics for now, I guess. Just so that we can keep the piles a little separate, because I know we're going to end up with another pile of rares here. And, ooh, that's my first copy of Storm the Vault, so that's good. I like to have, you know, I like to try and collect 2 copies of each card before basically, you know, putting the rest of them either up on my shop or putting them in the patron grab bags and things like that. So there you go. Storm the Vault. Very nice, very nice. I'm happy with it. Because I definitely didn't have a copy yet. Stone Quarry. Siren Reaver. Pride of Conquerors. And Zetalpa. Zetalpa. Primal Dawn. There's the big old white Elder Dino. So now we have the white and red Elder Dinos from this box. We've only opened, I think, 1 copy of the red Elder Dino, too. Forerunner of the Empire, very good for the Dino decks. Jungle Creeper, also a fine card. Cacophodon. And our rare is a Path of Discovery. I find this card a little too slow, in my opinion. If this card was a 2-drop or a 3-drop, it would be way better. Ooh, a foil Mistbinder. Very nice. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there looking for these. Those Mistbinder, those Merfolk Lords, basically. Foil Merfolk Lords. Always a good pull. I don't know what it's worth, but it's probably not terrible. That's for sure. Alright, Woodland Stream. Forerunner of the Heralds. Aquatic Incursion. Ooh, another Mythic. Twilight Prophet. It's nice to have this as well, because I think the only other copy I have of this card is foil. And I'm not saying that a foil copy of this is bad by any means. It's just that I would like to have a normal copy of the cards as well. I don't think I have a copy of Huatli yet, which is kind of funny. I think she's like, maybe not the only mythic that I'm missing, but I think she is one of a few mythics left that I don't have. Enter the Unknown, Swift Warden, Raging Regisaur, and hey, it's an Arch of Orazka. An Arch of Orazka. It's in a very interesting land because it's just a land, so you can just play it in your land drop. And it has Ascend, which means it basically checks your permanents for you all the time. Unless they have a way to remove the land, you will end up getting the City's Blessing at some point. Whereas with other permanents, they can sort of, you know, prevent you from getting there if they need to. Stone Quarry. Now, it's not easy to prevent Ascend, since there's so many Ascend things in this set. Skymarch Aspirant. Pride of Conquerors. Hey, we got an Elenda. There's the Elenda. Dusk Rose. I just actually traded, I just took one of these from my patron, because I didn't have one yet, and traded him something worth quite a bit more than an Elendra to get it. Or an Elenda, I should say. I keep wanting to call it Elendra, but I know that it's not Elendra, because there's no R in there. But anyway, that's fine, because it's already been mailed out, and he's going to get it, and that's great. And he'll use it, which is the more important part. Slippery Scoundrel. Stormfleet Swashbuckler. Siren Reaver, and a Bishop of Binding. This card's actually really cool. I had it do a lot of work for me when I played with it in Limited. And a foil Exultant Skymarcher. Mainly because it essentially acts like an exile card, right? It's a exile card with a body. Now, it's a 1/1, which means it's really easy to remove. But it still works. Still works out. Cherished Hatchling. Siren Reaver. Needletooth Raptor again, very good. And another flip card, Path of Metal. So there it is. Legendary enchantment that flips over and it says it deals 2 damage to each opponent, or you choose a random creature that attacks this turn, destroy that creature. And that's the one that flips only if you attack with, I think it's like whenever you attack, yeah, whenever you attack with at least 2 creatures that have any of the following abilities, and then it mentions, you know, first strike, double strike, vigilance, and or haste. You transform it. Flood of Recollection, Oathsworn Vampire, Direfleet Neckbreaker. This card is bonkers in Limited because it's a 3/2 for 4, but it's actually a 5/2 attacker for 4 because it gives the +2/+0 to itself. And if you have a whole bunch of other pirates that you've played in turn like 1, 2, and 3 before dropping this, it can make those creatures get out of hand because this guy doesn't have to attack for those other creatures to get the benefit of the +2/+0. It's pretty rough. Crafty Cutpurse as our rare. Little 2/2 for 4 that steals your opponent's tokens. And by that I mean prevents your opponent from being able to make tokens and instead lets your opponent make tokens for you. They're such a nice player, you know, that your opponent is so nice to just give you those tokens that they were going to make for themselves. Blazing Hope, Mausoleum Harpy, Deadeye Brawler, and hey, there's the Green Elder Dino, Ghalta. Ghalta Primal Hunger. So the 12/12, one of my patrons, Matthew, has been playing Ghalta with Fling. Because flinging something to someone's face for 12 damage is unexpected most of the time. There we go. We got Merfolk Mistbinder. I don't know if that's actually... Is that actually the one of the uncommons that's, like, worth something? It might be. Golden Demise and Majestic Heliopterus. And Form of the Dragon. Of course. You always got to find that Form of the Dragon. It's in every box, right? I only have 2 foil copies of it. Why wouldn't I want more, right? I need to complete the foil set, right? Forsaken Sanctuary, Famished Paladin, Aquatic Incursion, and a Tender Shoot Dryad. This card is kind of cool, too. So it's a 2/2 for 5 with Ascend. This is at the beginning of each upkeep. Create a 1/1 Saproling token. Saprolings you control get +2/+2 as long as you have the City's Blessing. This card, I think, would be bonkers in Commander. Because you've got 4 upkeeps. So you're going to get 4 tokens before you're... Like, you're going to get 4 tokens, basically, by your next turn after playing it, as long as someone doesn't remove it. Blazing Hope, Stormfleet Sprinter, Pirates Pillage, and Admiral's Orders. A little counterspell that only costs you 1, but only costs you 1 if you're playing it after you've attacked. So really, it's best used for countering counterspells when you're playing stuff second main phase, and or countering combat tricks when they try to blow you out when you've attacked. Imperial Ceratops, Thunderherd Migration, Sadistic Sky Marcher, and Mastermind's Acquisition. Although, you know, this card would be a sweet blowout against, like, Sphinx's Rev. Because they go to cast Sphinx's Rev at the end of your turn and they tap all their mana. You leave a single blue up and then you're like, oh, boop, countered for 1. Mastermind's Acquisition. There you go. Just let you go and get a card. And you get a card from your library, put it in your hand, shuffle your library, or choose a card you own from outside the game and put it into your hand. In tournaments, it means any card from your sideboard can be put into your hand. Imperial Ceratops. In casual Magic, it literally just means any card from around that you own. Relentless Raptor, Cacophodon, and Itali, Primal Storm. There you go. We now have the white, the blue, the black Elder Dinos from this box. And we got a foiled Dusk Charger there. So, white, black, red, green, no blue. Sorry, I said the wrong term, didn't I? I did. I need to take back my words. Oh, I can't. It's too late. They're on the internet. Slippery Scoundrel. Charging Tuscadon. Arterial Flow. And another foil rare. A second foil rare in this pack. Foil Vona's Hunger. Again, in front of the rare, which means that the rare is a flip card. And the rare is... a card that I don't have yet, so that's another one. Hadana's Climb. Very nice. This enchantment seems great. I had a really good Merfolk deck on MTGO where I had a foil copy. I opened a foil copy of this in the first pack, and I was like, well, forcing Merfolk. Because I can't not with this card. So I did, and it was an okay Merfolk deck. It wasn't great. In the second round, I came up against a guy who had a Merfolk deck that was basically the same deck as mine, except that every game 1, 2, and 3, they drew their Hadana's Climb, and I only drew it in game 3. So, and to be fair, I didn't draw it at all during my first round that I won, and he beat me game 3 because he was just too far ahead on board state when I drew it. Like, so I drew it, and I was like, yeah, and I played it, and I was like, look at the card I have. It's your card, only foil. And he was like, oh, that's cool. And I was like, yep. So anyway, I guess you win, Scoop. So yeah, it just sucks that I found that MTGO, as of late, has been really giving me bad luck. Pitless Plunderer, Hornswoggle, Shake the Foundations, and a Seafloor Oracle. And what I mean by that is I've been losing a lot of games to either screw or variance. So, like, you know, run 17 lands and run an even split of Plains and Swamps in a Vampire deck, right? Or run 16 lands and run an even split of Swamps and Plains. And draw 6 of my Plains by turn 10. But no Swamps. And so it's like, okay, well, yeah, you win, I guess. I played my white cards, and I can't play any of these black cards in my hand. Everdawn Champion, and another Mythic. There's our 4th Mythic for the box. Time Stream Navigator. Little guy with Ascend who says once you have Ascend, you can tap him, tap 4 mana, 2 and blue, and say, I'm going to take another turn after this. I'm going to put this guy on the bottom of my library. Is that cool? It's cool. Legion's Lieutenant. Nice little captain for the vampires, I should say, not merfolk. And we got a Swift Warden and a Resplendent Griffin. And speaking of merfolk, that's a nice hit. Jadelight Ranger. Very good, very good. Nice little 2/1 for 3 that when it comes in, it explores twice, so it can become a 4/3. Very good. All right, what else we got? Boom. Thunderherd Migration. Pride of Conquerors. Golden Demise. And the Immortal Sun. There you go. 5 mythics. We hit a 5th mythic in this box. There it is. Are we going to find more? I doubt it. I doubt it. I mean, the set is small, so the chances of you getting mythics is a little bit higher just because the number of cards in the set is lower. Relentless Raptor, Highland Lake, Majestic Helopterus, and a Slaughter the Strong as our rare. Oh, another foil. Foil Sadistic Sky Marcher. Very nice. So what? We got 2 foil rares, and we got another 6 foils. So we're sitting at 8 foils so far. Now, the other thing, too, that's interesting, and I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos with one of the other boxes. This is the last pack, by the way. Last pack. Cherished Hatchling, Relentless Raptor, Baffling End, the first time we've seen that, and a Silver-clad Ferostodons. Oh, another foil. Another foil. Recover. Okay, so one of the things I was mentioning is specifically about these lands. So you can see here. Oh, we did. Okay, so we hit another foil Rivals land, which is, I think, interesting because if you look at the lands that came out of these packs, Ixalan, Rivals, Ixalan. All of these are Ixalan, pretty much. Like, I think there's only one art for Rivals lands. Like, so one new art that got printed with Rivals. And so your chance of getting the foil Rivals land is lower, in my opinion, out of your box because there's so many copies of the Ixalan lands as opposed to the Rivals lands. Anyway, not a bad little box. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mythics. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 foils. Pretty good, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, 9 foils. We hit the Jadelight Ranger, the Dire Fleet Poisoner, the Blood Sun. I'm okay with this. And we hit a couple of the rares that I didn't have yet, like Hadana's Climb and Storm the Vault. I didn't have those yet, so that's good. Good to add those to my collection. So I am pretty stoked about this box. Thank you guys so much. Oh, yeah, we hit that foil Merfolk Mistbinder as well. Holy moly. Okay. This box has been great. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Don't forget I have a store, nerdvanastore.ca, for all your single needs, as well as a Patreon where you can get discount codes to that store, as well as things like grab bags, booster boxes, bundles, things like that. And as always, guys, may your pulls ever be better.